mission statement. What should be done with this money? So first thing, expert knowledge is practically non-existent in the country, and until this defect is remedied, no great improvement of the industrial situation is possible. He was industrialist, and he identified that there is a need of expert knowledge, especially in engineering and technology. And that was the motivation, what to do with that money. And he said, it is for the noble cause of teaching applied sciences and chemistry. Chemical engineering, those terminologies came later, but it was earlier called as applied sciences, and then later on industrial and engineering chemistry. Our institute started in 1942, and in 1952 we started chemical engineering courses. In 42 it started with oil technology. And then he said every province ought, in my opinion, to have technical college for training of industrial experts and the supervisors and foremen. The courses of study should include all industrial subjects suited to the province. So he said there has to be an institution for training, to train the students, even workforce from the industry, and to provide qualified manpower. And last thing, all industrial subjects suited to the province. So he was running a manganese ore mining business and whatever. So we have to take care of the place where our business is situated and try to fulfill the demands of the industries in that area. So these two quotes, which I came across quite later stage in my life, maybe when I was 28 years old. But in the middle of the difficulties lies an opportunity, by Albert Einstein. It's very important line. So opportunity you will get always when you come across some difficulties, and opportunity lies in the middle of difficulties, not in comfort zone. And second quote is of Douglas MacArthur. There is no security on this earth. So we always try to be in a comfort zone, secured. And he says there is no security on this earth anywhere. There is only opportunity. So we have to keep on finding and trying for the opportunities and grab that opportunity. No one is going to bring it to you. So let us say this is an opportunity, please take it. We have to search it and we have to grab it as soon as we see it. Little about my background. I am from Katol Tehsil, and near Katol, on 6 kilometers, there is a small village called Lonere-Raigad. These photographs are not very old. This is last year's photograph of my house. This is the front. It is still there, and I take my family, my son, my wife, at least twice a year to show from where we have started, and we must be thankful to Almighty for whatever we got in our life. And 21st December 1962 I was born. Sitaji graduated in 1962. And it's not a matter of pride, but just for information, because when I tell this to my wife, she never believed. I was born in that house, in that home, not in the hospital. Then my real journey or dreaming about education, it started in 1974. I was admitted to LIT in 1979. But in 1974, one of my classmates, his name was and his elder brother was studying in LIT. And once we came to Nagpur, started in morning by passenger train, and the purpose was to watch the movies. So we watched a movie in post office those days, and then he said, we'll go to LIT. I was not knowing what is LIT. So we walked through and gone to the hostel, and that was Sunday, and particularly on Sundays there was a feast in the hostel. So I visited his brother's place and saw the institute just from outside, and I was impressed, of course, with the building and all that, but with the food and that feast and gulab jamuns and all that. And in 74, 12 years old, I got that inclination. I thought that I should come to this institute, because this was something great. And when I was told that he will become an engineer, so exact meaning of engineer, what engineer does, I was not knowing. But that iconic building, tower and clock, it was in my mind always. And with the support of my teachers, because I was first generation learner, no one graduated before me in my family. I was the first graduate, that too engineering graduate. And I could do well in 12th standard. So there were not many engineering institutes. It was very difficult to get in VNIT or LIT. But I could get that admission. So I was admitted in 79, graduated in 1983. And then I joined industry first. After working 2 years in the industry, I came back to education. I did my MTech. Later, I did my PhD from IIT also. These two words, dreaming, unless we see something physically, we cannot dream about it. So, and once you are dreamed, you see again and again, again and again, repeat the things and keep it in mind. Help will come from all sides, and one day it will be fulfilled. Setback and bounce back. I got a setback. After my MTech immediately, I started working for PhD degree in Laxminarayan Institute of Technology itself, staying in the hostel. 2.5 years I worked for my PhD, worked very hard. My colleagues in those days, they know. But something happened with my, he did not like few things, I also did not like. And I took a decision, I should leave this place. And I left this place because I decided I must leave Nagpur. Now, continuing this PhD and getting PhD is not possible. And it was it was a big setback. Because having worked in 2 years in the industry, then invested 2 years in MTech and 2.5 years in research, for which I'm not going to get that degree. But I said it's alright, it may be a destiny. Something must be there. And this was not the first experience. Whenever I got failure or setback, something far, far better happened with me. Far, far better. And then I believe that if you don't get something at that time, don't be disappointed. There must be something written or something in your destiny. You are going to get better than that. And by God's grace, I have many examples. I cannot, we don't have time. But even on my 30th December, this retirement day, same thing I experienced, but I will tell it at the end. And I left Nagpur and said, and nothing, I was not having money, I could not ask for money to my father. I went to Pune to my friend, my classmate, his name is Ex-Vice-Chancellor, and stayed with him and started searching job. And at that time, and I came in the teaching profession by accident. I was staying with him, Scalable paper, I saw advertisement in the paper, requirement of teachers in chemical engineering. I applied, and in those days, it was 1988-89, MTech qualification was a big qualification, and the institution, many private institutions opened, and they were not getting MTech qualified teachers. So I got that job very easily. I worked there. Next. So when I worked in Pune, I worked with Bharati Vidyapit Pune. For a short time I worked in Varnanagar, then Bharati Vidyapit, and then MIT. Now you know Bharati Vidyapit and MIT are the famous institute, nationwide known. And I was very fortunate, lucky we can say, having worked with these two great personalities. Dr. Naule is head, you can say the owner also, single group of institutions, having more than 120 colleges in Maharashtra. He was my principal when I started working there. And I got opportunity to work with him directly, because he asked for some job, he wanted some young person who is enthusiastic, and my head recommended my name, and I got opportunity in the very first year to work with him. So lot of things I learned. And in our life, when we come across with such a personality, with such a person, he used to come to office at morning 7 and up to 11, he was always in the office. He built the Bharati Vidyapit actually, and later on several institutions. So when we come across such personality or get some opportunity to work with him, he will not have time, he will not teach you or tell you something. It is you have to take whatever you should take. You should be able to take from this thing. So some fractions of his personality, of his working style, I gathered. Later on, I shifted because Naule sir left Bharati Vidyapit and he started first Polytechnic of Civil Institution, as I told you now, more than 150 institutions. I shifted to MIT. I joined MIT, and you know Vishwanath Dr. is MIT, and MIT group is all over India now. But he was principal at that time. So second principal with whom I worked. And it happened continuously in my career. My boss is not a good word, but you can say we use that word, my bosses. In my professional career were great personalities. That time he was principal of the institution. I got very few occasions to meet him, but I used to see their dedication and style of working. And another inspiring thing was, both were from very small villages, first generation learner, no education background, and I thought they could do such a thing, but that time they were principal. I never knew that in next 25 years they are going to create such groups of educational institutions. And when I joined MIT Pune, one day this Dr.Babasaheb Technology University was established by Government of Maharashtra, and first batch was admitted. Those students who wanted to do chemical engineering and could not get ICT Mumbai, in those days university, they joined this university, and there were no teachers. Teachers were not appointed. First year it was all right. Some polytechnic teachers from there, they taught them science subject. But for chemical engineering, third semester onward, there was no teacher, no appointments. And these students and parents sat on strike, hunger strike before the assembly. And in assembly, it was announced by then Education Minister. It was 1992, 91-92. That tomorrow morning there will be a teacher and the classes will start. We'll arrange. And the Director Technical Education card, Professor Karat, you sent 2 teachers from chemical engineering, and tomorrow they should reach that place. And we were sent, and that was before formally joining that university. I used to visit, and there was nothing, 2 sheds in the university started in 2 states. But the first Vice Chancellor, Professor B.R. Deshpande, he was a great person. So, whatever I could learn, 6 years I worked with him, 6 years. And later on in this field of education, as I said, I became teacher by accident. Because I was searching job and that was the first job came before me. So I joined. So whatever I learned from this great person, only because of this whatever I could do in Laxminarayan technology. Because I saw institute is built. Here, Educational Institute was built. It was a very well-known institution, but it was a kind of, it lost its glory, we say. And Ambedker said sick unit. It was really sick unit when I joined. And those skills which I picked up from Professor B.R. Deshpande, I just applied here and could do something. Just before that. So in center, tall person is Professor B.R. Deshpande, and next to him, I was very young, age 30. Second from that side is me. So these experiences. Now these don't say no and accept the challenge. That is why this is what I picked up, and I will give you an example with Professor Deshpande. What happened? All India Council of Technical Education, they give the funding to the educational institute. We had mechanical engineering also in the university. So for mechanical engineering, in those days, head of the department of mechanical engineering, under the guidance of Professor B.R. Deshpande, applied for 12.5 lakhs grant in the year 90 to 93, and 12.5 in 90 to 93 is a lot of money. It was submitted, and later was received from AICT that on such and such date, when today later was received and day after tomorrow was the presentation at AICT headquarters Delhi before the experts, and experts were normally professors of IITs. And that head of the department who submitted that proposal, he was supposed to present, but 2 days earlier he left for the inspection of lathes in Coimbatore. 10 lathe machines were purchased and 3 dispatch inspection he was sent. It was not possible for him. So Professor Deshpande called me and said, see this presentation, I am going there, I will be there, don't worry. But you have to present. I said, mechanical engineering, and how could I present? They just study it, and their presentation time is only 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you have to just present this thing, whatever project is there, report is submitted, you read that, study that, and present. I went with him, he took me with him, and that was first time. And I was very happy and tense, because a chemical engineer to present the requirements, laboratory requirements, and it was, if it would have been heat transparent fluid mechanics, we know it was metrology. So metrology, I never heard that. Metrology is a science of measurements. And the equipments, the name autocollimeter, never heard. Floating point carriage, never heard. So I asked one of my mechanical engineering friends, just tell me the silent feature for what it is used. And I said I have to accept this challenge and never say no. And later on, I draw inferences from this. I went with him. I got opportunity to board a plane for the first time in life. He took me, and that was very pleasant experience. And there, AICT, when our turn came, I went there. Vice-Chancellor, he cannot accompany me. He was there. He just came to moral support, because he is not a mechanical engineer presenting. I entered the room, professors were sitting, 3 professors panel. And I said, they said, finish in 5 minutes, not 10 minutes. 5 minutes, silently. And I started, because I prepared well. presented, but I was, forget about expertise, I was not knowing anything about it. And I told myself when I was entering that only thing I have to take care that these experts should not know that is not a mechanical engineer. That was the only. And it happened we got that grant. So say yes. Believe in your boss. When he called, I told myself that when he called me, there were 30 other teachers of my age or even few seniors to me. He has chosen me. That means what? That means he has confidence. When your boss has confidence in you, he calls you from 10, 15 people, he calls you and gives some task to you. That means you must understand, confirm that you can do it. He knows you better and don't say no. So that was one example. Next. So this is all, there are many things but I will not tell. Of course, this picture that was PhD degree, this was in the center, chairman of DEA, that I got the fellowship from government of Germany for postdoctoral research in University of Karlsruhe, Germany. University of Karlsruhe was founded in 1825 and many Nobel laureates and many big things happened there. Three things I will tell you. I am standing here. Behind that it was ammonia reactor, high pressure ammonia reactor. So Professor Haber developed this high pressure ammonia reactor in this university and it changed the world, ammonia synthesis. And ammonia, there can be a separate lecture on that. So ammonia synthesis, Professor Haber, Nobel Prize. Then electromagnetic waves, Professor Hertz. We measure it in Hertz, Hz. So it was Professor Hertz that was invented in the university. Carl Benz was there, who founded Mercedes-Benz. And there are many, our chemical engineers and mechanical engineers know, we have many dimensionless numbers. Prandtl number, Grashof number, Nusselt number, all those professors were in this university. So I got opportunity to work here and many things I learned from there. Now this is unique, two experiences. I must share it because I will skip few things from that, it will take much of time. One is the experience of TechWhip when I was working in Ambedker University earlier. After here, Professor V.R. Deshpande, Professor Avde, he came from HRD Ministry, he was our Vice-Chancellor. And at that time, this scheme of funding, World Bank funding, Technical Education Quality Improvement Program was there, and we applied for that. Our university decided to apply, and we applied for that. Later on, when we were preparing that proposal, university was preparing. Deshpande was there. I used to be a member of any team, and in Professor Avde's regime, I was not in this team, but I was very disappointed because work is not given to me. And when you always get some task, your master always calls you, and at some time he prefers somebody else, so we get disappointed. And that disappointment, you should not take it in negative way, but work on it. And I started working on it. They were working and in parallel I was working on that project to write the proposal for TechWhip. And there is a website in these days, nothing is hidden. So I downloaded those format and data was with me at the university because I was working already there from many years. And I also, just for my knowledge and for my satisfaction, for information, some new thing. The objective was, I should also know it, I should also learn it. And the happened last date was approaching and they were not able to finish that job. Two professors were chosen for that job and I wanted that actually. Very few days left and when then Vice-Chancellor became panic, deadline is approaching and we will miss this opportunity of World Bank project. So in the year 2002, we got 20 crores, 2002 from World Bank. Then he called me. Somebody tell one of my friends told you just ask, call him. Maybe he will be able to do it. And I was very happy. We could do it. And of course with the help of a team. There is always a teamwork. You have to put the project report means what? You have to, there is, formats are there. You have to put all that information together in a proper manner. And before the deadline it should be submitted. So we got 20 crores from World Bank from that. Then, so you feel insulted. You should feel insulted if you are not included, but don't take it negatively. Wait for opportunities. Opportunities will come, and I got it. This unique experience, my Rakesh ji and Imitator ji sitting here, they know these great professors, Dr.Babasaheb, Dr. Chandler, and Dr. They were our professors, they taught us. And something unique, really unique, happened in my life. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. It was not a good incident. But it happened. Unbelievable thing. Very senior professor, they taught us, they taught our seniors. And almost they were on the verge of retirement, and they were associate professors, not professors. Professor is the highest. And there was a scheme, career advancement scheme, and there has to be evaluation and interviews. And in the year 2003 it happened. 2003. I was called by Nagpur University because in 2002 I became professor. 2002, yes. At the age of 39. And Nagpur University, they want experts in the field. Professor from chemical engineering. So one professor from IIT, YVC Rao, he was called. And I was called. And I was not knowing. We were in the selection panel, Vice-Chancellor, Chancellor's nominees, government nominees are there, and 2 experts. And when I went to that guest house, the interviews were scheduled. And I saw there, professors, all my professors, they were sitting. And I was told that you have to interview them, this panel will interview them. And their promotion is to be confirmed. I said, so I was uncomfortable, totally uncomfortable. They were asking, you asked, I told YVC Rao sir, he was senior, you asked. I did not ask anything. How can you ask a question to your professor? Vice Chancellor, you should ask something, sir. I will not ask anything. It's just a formality. And so they became professor on that day. And my signs are there on the selection committee report. So it's not a matter of pride, I told you earlier. But something which, whenever I told in my profession, no one believes this. Even I don't believe it at point of times. And I was so nervous. Actually, person who appears for the interview should be nervous. What were their feelings, I don't know. But after the interviews, everything was over. I came, I touched their feet, all 3. There itself, means outside the interview hall in the guest house. So it was a unique experience. Then another experience I got in 2005 when I was interviewed for the position of director. There were 10-11 candidates. I was the youngest, 42. Right from 58 to 42, the candidates were there. My interview was, I think, after me, there were 2, because alphabetically they got. So C, D, E, F, I was, and after me 2 candidates were there. So I was interviewed, and after my interview was over, Professor J.B. Joshi, the promotion Professor J.B. Joshi was in panel. 2 more people were in panel, experts, and all others. Vice Chancellor asked me a question, unexpected question. the subject questions, chemical engineering, all that was over. As a chairman, he asked me a question, and he said, if you are very young, I said, yes sir. So this is not the age to get an institute, 42. So I said, what to do then? And he asked me one question, and it was very difficult question. And I answered that, and because of that answer, I think I got that position. Unexpected. He said, and two candidates were to be interviewed. And he asked me, and I could guess that he has almost selected me. I could guess it. He said, if we select you, if we give this opportunity, and we should justify. Seniors, 58 years, my teachers were also appearing for the interview, LIT professors. How can we justify this? It was a bouncer, unexpected. I thought, and by God's grace, within few seconds, I could prepare an answer. And I said, sir, but you should not take this answer otherwise. Whatever, freely. J.B. sir also said, bola. I said, I even today don't understand how it came to my mind. Maybe something from there. I said, sir, it's very simple, I think. You compare all the biodatas and draw a line at the age of 42. I am 42. 58 वाले उनको 42 में क्या थे? 48 वाले 52 में 42 में क्या? You draw a line at 42. And please, if you compare, and I still don't think the word came out from mouth. You draw that line at the age of 42, you will find that I am a clear winner. ये निकल गया मुझसे, तो बाहर आया तो क्या बोल गया तुम? But it happened, and I got that award. And after that, actually what we did, under the leadership of Kamal-Narayan Sitaji, we formed this LITA, and through LITA, these things, so many things we could do under his leadership. Later on, Ajayji Deshpande and now Madhavji Dave. The next, Honorable Ministers Nitinji Gadkari and our Devendraji Fadnavis, they are helping us in this. Yeah, no problem. Less than 5 minutes I will be finished. So they are supporting us, and there was a dream of autonomy, and we started working on that. We should get autonomy, and there was of course opposition from inside, but inside we have only 40 people, and outside the organization now very strong. LITA is standing behind me, and there are thousands of members, alumni members. They are supporting us, and this dream of autonomy, so many procedures are there, so many proposals you have to write. The first order was we were not accredited, so we applied for that accreditation. We got A plus grade. We missed A plus plus by 0.02. We got 3.48. If you get CGPA of 3.50 onwards, you get A plus plus. So we got it in the first attempt. There also everybody supported, our team worked well, and because of that now we became eligible for autonomy, and then we started following it with the government of Maharashtra, with UGC, University Grants Commission, and we have submitted a proposal. Phase wise we are going to start these centers and departments in the emerging areas. 23-24 next year, this next academic year, 231-32 this plan, a detailed plan, 200 pages master plan is submitted to government of Maharashtra. We asked for the help of 200 crores. Out of that 20 crores we already got, and 200 crores in 5 years. Phase manner we are going to get, and it has been approved by Devendraji Fadnavis. Next thing, and see, if you work honestly, and our blessings of Raju Laxminarayan always with us. With his blessing, we ask for autonomy, and what government of Maharashtra gave us, it was announced in the budget speech by Honorable Devendraji Fadnavis. So we asked for autonomy. First step is autonomy. That path was followed by ICT and many institutions. Then you apply to UGC, you get deemed university status. Second, after a few years, and later on after a few years, you can get a full-fledged university status. And by God's grace, and with the support of so many alumni, and our team also worked hard, we could not believe that day, because we were asking just for autonomy, and next is deep, next is full-fledged university, and he announced the full-fledged state university status to Laxminarayan Technology. ICT Mumbai is a great institute, much ahead of us, we know. But they have to go through these three stages. And I think that whatever that backlog, it was filled, you can say, in a way, by our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. And now the work is going on at the government level. Act will be passed. Writing of Act, those things are with Ministry of Law and Judiciary. And after that Act is passed, we'll get the university status. And you can go last slide maybe. Before this. Only one slide I will say. Before this, yes. So we had submitted a master plan how we are going to work with the university and for education, any educational institution for that matter. And these are not my words, this I learned from Professor V.R. Deshpande. Because we were in two shades and people used to say shade infrastructure. So he used to tell us no amount of spacious buildings is required, but no amount of spacious building, costly equipments, sound syllabus will serve any useful purpose unless there are teachers who are fully alive to the nobility of this profession and its accompanying responsibilities. So that is most important part. And I always, my teachers working with me, few of them don't like these things, but most of them started believing in this, and this message he used to give us. यहाँ कुछ नहीं है, लैब में इक्विपमेंट नहीं है, इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं, पैसा नहीं है. इसे टीचर्स है ना, आप लोगों को अपॉइंट किया ना, यूर टीचर्स. तो टीचर्स सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो. So that kind of thing is there. Next, I got this in LIT. This Honorable Governor of Maharashtra those days. Then after I got appointment as a Vice-Chancellor, Nagpur Vice-Chancellor, Chancellor of our university. Then next Chancellor, the Governor of Maharashtra. So I got opportunity not to work with, but on few occasions to interact with 3 governors of Maharashtra. Small 5 minutes interaction maybe, but there you can learn something. And this we started, in fact Siddhaji started this in Lita. We started awarding jewels of LIT and we awarded till now 27 jewels, and most of them are very successful. Harish Bhimani ji is from our contemporary Mahabharat and many. Next. Our alumni, he was the Director General of CSIR. We had Chairman and Secretary Atomic Energy Commission, and Loksaran Gradas. Recently he has donated 1.5 crores for our incubation center. And the thing is, if we work patiently, and I believe in this and I experience this, if your intention is good, your mission is well defined, and you have some vision, you will get help from all sides. And I got it. I got from alumni, I got from the government, both state and central government. State government is for our Devendraji Fadnavis and central government for us is Nitinji Gadkari. They always helped us. And in LIT, if you have some of you have seen LIT 2 years before, and if you come and visit, not from outside, even all laboratories, there is a big change. And that could happen. Not because of me, because I am the director there. But I tried and I got proper support and help. Otherwise it's not possible. So, and that is because of networking. Sampark is networking. And I use networking only to achieve all these things. Lita. Logo to design, and under that photo, Vijnananjana Shalaka, we invited from many people, and that finally was selected by Sitaji, and that Vijnananjana Shalaka I have given it. So this networking, I did networking only, started from 2015, in 16 I got success, and now it's a big thing. We had full days office. On all days alumni association office is working. Employee is there, and almost every day somebody visits there. Because they know now there is a place to sit. So this networking, and one small example like you, networking. Within Lita there is a networking because many are in business, and their business networking is, if Gundejaji is having some requirement for his industry and Rakesh ji is in that business, he should give that business to him, and that business is given to him, and 10% of the deal is given to Lita. I thank you, Mate sir, and Shreya ji.
So you
and
have a small questions some people
yes.
like to ask me, sir.
So all of you for patient hearing, and I noted one thing. Mate ji was telling about his business, and he was former Vice-Chancellor. He is former Vice-Chancellor, and he said their specialty is designing logo. So once our act is passed, Laxminarayan technology will become LIT University. LIT we retain, it's LIT University, and LIT we have just help for Laxminarayan is there. Now institute cannot be double because it's a repeated, it's university. So Laxminarayan Innovation Technological University. That's the name we have given. One innovation university is already the only one in India. Second will be ours. And we will need a new logo, new avatar. So when he says this, he's in that, and most important for me is former Vice Chancellor. So the best logo I am going to get from him.